Hey readers, welcome back to my blog, Going Digital Native. For this post, I've actually decided to record a vlog instead of write a blog post. So the title of this video blog is, What the Heck is My Job Anyhow? My Dilemma with Disciplinary Literacy. This post is part of my exploratory quest for a course that I'm taking this semester called Content Area Literacy. So this week we did a set of readings on disciplinary literacy. And what I got from these readings is that there really exists this dichotomy in literacy teaching between content area literacy and disciplinary literacy. These are related but distinct. So what I was able to understand is that content area literacy basically focuses on developing a student's ability to read a text and to use generic literacy tools for learning from content area texts. And that those that teach content area literacy believe that the cognitive requirements for reading and writing are the same across subjects, and that the difference is the content of those subjects. So that sounds good to me mostly. I teach reading skills and writing skills, and I do think that certain skills are applicable across subject areas. But then I started reading these articles, and I kind of had a dilemma. So disciplinary literacy, from what I understood from the articles, is defined as not reading for the main idea, it's not predicting or summarizing, and it's not the use of generic reading strategies. Rather, disciplinary literacy forwards the idea that every discipline has its own unique set of literacy skills, and that when you teach disciplinary literacy, you have the goal of developing a student's ability to engage in the social, semiotic, and cognitive practices that are specific and consistent with a particular content and with those content experts. So I agree with this too. I do think that there are unique ways to read like a historian and to read like a scientist, but I also believe in teaching content area literacy. So to sort of put this question in the context of my school, you have to know a little bit about my school. So my school's teaching philosophy is college readiness, which I love. I think it's actually a really unique approach to college readiness. So we focus on teaching the content knowledge or the information students need to know in each of the subject areas through flipped learning. Then we teach them habits of success through our mentoring program. Then we do projects and experiential learning and give them real-life experiences. And then we assess those projects on cognitive skills in each of the various classes. And that's kind of the area that I'm having a dilemma with right now. So the model that we're using for the 9th grade program is called personalized learning, and the components of this reflect the values and philosophy of the school. So we teach content knowledge, we do projects that use specific cognitive skills, and those cognitive skills are taught across the subject areas, and then we do mentoring. So mentoring was easy to get on board with. I meet with a group of 15 kids. I get to meet with them one-on-one and also do small group work with them. And I do goal setting with them, like college goal setting, grade goal setting. I talk to them about their interests and their passions, help them to develop habits of success, and encourage them to be reflective about their learning. So mentoring was easy to get on board with. Then, flipped content playlists. I've been doing this for 3 years now. In the flipped classroom, I make video lectures and other resources that students digest at home at their own pace, and then they come to class and they do an application like a project or a discussion. And so I love this. I believe in the power of self-directed learning. I think it's really taught my kids to be independent learners, and they're really learning the content knowledge because they control how and when they learn this material. And then we do cognitive skills projects, which I love PBL. I always do project-based learning. I like doing Socratic seminars. I like things that are active, social, creative. But this year, I'm being asked to use what is called a cognitive skills rubric. And this is a common rubric across all classes that show how different skills are applicable in all those different classes. And students will be assessed on those skills multiple times over the year in different classes, and then they get opportunities to show growth on these skills. So these skills include the 7 domains that I've listed here: textual analysis, using sources, inquiry, analysis and synthesis, writing and composing, speaking and listening, and products and presentations. So I really think that all of these cognitive skill domains are really important. I think that they should know how to analyze text and to use sources and to ask questions and to write and compose. But part of my dilemma after reading the articles was that looks really different in all of the different disciplines. So what impact is this cognitive skills rubric going to have on my students? So the COG skills rubric. This is the horizontal map of the COG skills rubric in all of the different all of the different ninth grade classes, including mine, English 1. So this is actually, I think, a cool diagram that shows students how you're interpreting data in lots of different classes. You're hypothesizing in different classes. You are organizing your writing in different classes. However, I wonder where we are missing out. I want my students to not only know how to read, but I want them to know how to read like a historian or to read like a scientist. One of my favorite books in college was How to Read Like a Professor because it taught me how the discipline reads texts. And I want my students to have that same knowledge in different subject areas, and I hope that I'm not doing a disservice by doing content area literacy and teaching generic cognitive skills like writing and analyzing. So some questions on my mind as I wrap up these readings and prepare for our discussion in class is, how do I teach content area literacy alongside disciplinary literacy? How do I teach my kids to read literature like a professor? And how will this cognitive skills rubric that I'm being required to use benefit or hinder my students in their chosen disciplines in the future? So I would be really curious to your thoughts on my dilemma, so please comment on my blog, and thanks for watching.